Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold once again. Thanks for tuning in. If videos are helping you in your designing process, I'd appreciate it if you smash that subscribe button, tap on like, share the content, and leave me a comment. It'd be greatly appreciated and really help me out. What we're going to do today is just make a little pendant, I thought. So we'll just grab a circle here. I'm on yellow, so let's change to our creation layer. I'm going to start at F4 and just kind of make me a little circle here, something maybe like this. And I'm going to take that and put some points on it, and then take it and just those two center ones, and then drag them down to give me a little heart shape, right? I'll also deselect that, and we'll drag it down below our C plane some, and we'll go ahead select that curve. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and select it, and then we'll go to our offset, and I have it set at a 1.5. I'll go ahead and take that, and now I'll take this curve, right click on my split command, so it'll give me a point. I'm going to split there and split here. You can draw a line too and split it. I'm going to right click, bring it back, curve to split here and here, and so I should have 4 pieces, which I do. And now I'll go to my cleanup here, and we'll just use the first one here. And I have it set at a 0.2. That should be okay. Go ahead there. Go ahead there. Bring it back again. Right click. Go ahead here. Right click. Go ahead here. And so now all those are filleted a little bit. Just to give it a little easier for the sweep once we do it. So I'm going to take this down to here, and then I'm going to go to transform, and I am going to go to a dynamic or parametric polar array, and I am going to switch to my Z axis and switch to 4. And then hit enter. Okay. And now it's not kind of really setting up the way I want. So I'm going to go ahead and go for those original curves, not the polar array. This curve here, hold down shift, and just the curves, not the polar array grouped, right? And I'm going to bump that up a little bit. Something like that, perhaps. Maybe I want these to have a little bit more opening, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab this little thing here and bump them out a little, so I have a little bit more opening there. And maybe bump this down a little. And I probably should have pulled it down, not bumped it up. Let's pull it down a little. All right, so I get a little opening there. I want this gap to be a little bit larger. So let's see. I'm gonna grab them and hold down shift a little and bump that up a little. So now I have a bigger opening there, so I can drag that down a little, and we still have an opening there, and we have some gappage in there. Yeah, kind of tight. So let's see. Oh, I know. I forgot to do something. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's grab that original outside curve, and let's go to, what is it? Scale, 1D, right? And I will select from the bottom there to the middle section, right there, middle quad, whatever. And then up here, and then I'm going to drag this one down something like that. I want it to have more shape, right? I'm going to reselect it, bring it back again, select my curve, the original curve, right? And then press enter to scale it a little bit more. And I'm going to take it so that it goes down here to the mid there. And I just want to bump that one out just a little bit more. So it gives it a little bit more shape, right? And now I have that, and I have a bigger opening here, which is kind of what I want, right? Okay, right now we're just using pretty much this polar array for reference to get these other curves that we're going to want. So I'm going to grab a line curve there, and I have my intersection along with everything else, intersection on there, intersection's what I'm looking for, from right there, and intersection right there to right there. Those two curves there, and I'm going to go ahead and just drag me a curve holding down shift from here to here, and then one over from here to here, right? So I have those. All right, And now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and select everything. And let's zoom in here. And we'll do some trim action. We need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So let's get rid of all that. Let's get rid of all this in here. Let's get rid of not our original curve. So I'm going to back out of that. I don't want to get my original curve. I'm going to go ahead and grab my originals right now. Select that curve, hold down shift, and select that curve there. Not our polar red curves, just our original curves. I'll switch those to red, and then I'll turn them off so we don't have them out there anymore. Now we can start getting rid of all this stuff we don't need. And I don't know what that is. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, that, and get rid of all that, get rid of all that. We just wanted to use that to know where we wanted to put these lines and this line. Okay, so there we go. And then we'll hit enter. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and select those lines that we drew out. And actually, I'll go ahead and change them to another color so they're easier to pick. And then I'll just go ahead and put on, well, before I put on points, yeah, I'll just go ahead and leave the points on. And I'll select them again, and we'll type rebuild. And 4 points, degree 3 should be fine. These two at the top, though, these two at the top, we want the exact same. So we're going to select both those, and we'll go ahead and bump them up some. Something like that, maybe. All right, and I'll click off those, and I'll go ahead and click on the middle two there, and hold down shift and click on the middle two here. And I'm going to bump them up a little. Something like maybe pretty close to the same as the other ones there. But then I'm going to go over to the one side, one or the other, doesn't matter which side, and then bump them up. And I'm going to go ahead and drag those kind of out a little bit, give it a little bit more shape that way. And I'll do the same thing, drag these out a little bit as well. But keep it lower, don't drag it up. Right, so we have this out here. Now if you want to, you can do that same thing to these, but if you select those two, you'll notice that our gumball is facing with our grid, right? So what we'll have to do is you'll have to get a line and put it in there, and then select those two items there, and then go to your little white circle there, relocate gumball, put it on the mid there, and then up like that, and then you can bump them out 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, somewhere around a 2 maybe. And I'll take those and drop them down. And now we can do the same thing over here. Take those two there, go to our gumball, relocate, go to our relocate gumball. We'll put it right there on the mid there. And it still has those two selected, so we can drag those out, right? And if we want to, we can drag them up. Okay, so that should be okay. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same, because maybe they go, oh yes they do. They have to be exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, grab that one, get rid of this one here. And I'm going to take this one and go to transform, orient from 2 points, from right here to right here. And then I'm going to go from right here to right here. And now they should be the same. Okay, so hopefully that'll work for me. We'll find out here in a second. So let's go to surface, and we'll go with the old one in case we need to add some slashes. So we'll take this surface here, or that curve there, that curve there, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Hit enter, and we want to keep maintain height on, unless you don't maintain, it'll make the because it's wider here, right? So it'll go up higher. So we'll turn that off. I'll just maintain height with mine. You can do whatever you want. And we have this out here, and I'll go ahead and add a couple slashes. Why not? Clean that surface up just a little. And we'll add one down in here, and we'll add one over in here. Something like that. And I'll hit enter, and enter again. We'll accept that surface. All right, so let's change that to green, and select this curve, hold down shift, select that curve. Oh, that curve's not all joined together anymore. I'm going to delete that one. Bing. There, okay. So let's select this, not the group. I can select that group, I guess. And we'll just bump that down to about 2 millimeters. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that and see if it groups together. Okay, it did, so hopefully that'll be okay. Now let's go ahead and take all our yellow and just kind of hide it. Get rid of that. Just keep our green out here. All right. So now we're going to go back to our curves. We need one line from here to here and one line from here to here, right? And we can do the old sweep 2 and use the surface as our other edges. So there, enter, there, enter, and we'll take all that and we'll join that together, and we will go ahead and cap. Check our surface, close poly surface. So we have this side high, this side low, right? And I'm going to go ahead and take all that yellow and just hide that as well. Now we'll grab that. We'll go to our transform, back to our polar array, and we'll switch to our Z direction, and we'll take that to 4, and we will hit enter. That's our original one, so I'm going to take it and turn it to gray. So now we just have the polar arrays out there. Now I'm going to go and ungroup those and just check, kind of make sure that they're all closed. And then we'll go to our solids and Boolean union. We'll take this one, enter as our first surface, this one and this one as our second surface, enter and enter. And then we'll do that again, right click. We'll take this as our first surface and this is our second surface, and enter and enter. And now we have one closed poly surface. Yeah. And we have an over and under look going on, right? So that's pretty cool. All right. Yeah. Over, under. Okay. Now we have something like this, and if you switch there, we can kind of see it a little bit better. It's got a nice little shape, and by dragging this side out, it makes it look a little bit more lively, right? Now we can go to maybe put a gem. Grab a gem. Oh, I need to complete command. We got a gem out there, and I'll just make that a little bit smaller. Maybe around a 3-pointer or 3 millimeter, which would be like around 10-pointer, and then 1/10 of a carat. And we'll drag that up a little bit. We'll go to settings, and we'll slap a bezel on that sucker. Oh, well, we need to complete that command, and there, enter, and there's our bezel. Now we'll drag that. I mean, you can play around with your bezel a little bit, however you want to set it up or whatever. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm just going to say that's fine with me. Yeah. And we'll just say that's a go, and we'll hit enter there, right? So we have that. Now I'm just going to go back to my gems again and grab me another gem. And this one we're going to make pretty small. And probably not that small. Yeah, probably not. Or maybe. Looks pretty close. And kind of drag it into place here. And we'll drag it watching our low side, not our high side. We'll be watching our low side here. And then dragging it up so that we can channel set it in there. And you can put a little bezel in there too. And we'll just maybe bump it down just a little bit smaller, kind of get it into place. Something like that maybe. And then hit enter. Now you can put under bezel on that if you want to. Go to your settings and just slap an under bezel on there. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to take that and go to my transform and go to polar array, and again go to 4 and Z axis. So now I have one on all our areas there, right? All right, so we have that. Now we want to add a little bit more pizzazz to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a wireframe and we're going to grab a curve right here. I'm going to disable snaps, so I'm going to turn on grid snaps. And I need to find me a spot where I want it, maybe somewhere right here, so it's 1 away from there. Right, and then it should be 1 away from here, so it's 2 over and 1 down, so 1 over and 1, 2 right there. All right, and now I'm going to go to my arc direction, turn back on my snaps here, right click, bring back that arc direction, go there, and I'm going to go to the mid here and just kind of bump me out a little curve, something like maybe a little bit more, something like that there. And I'll go to the other side here and do the same thing, something like that there, right? And yeah, that looks good. I'll take that curve, just delete it. We just need this one here, and while we have those there, we might as well just go ahead and do the cleanup on them. So where's my cleanup tool here? Right here, and then hit fillet. Then here, yeah, there we go. And then I'll take that curve and we'll go to offset, and I'll go ahead and snap it out 1.5, maybe a little less than that, maybe a 1.3 perhaps. Enter. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay. And we have it out, but this is right there, so, and we need to drag that a little longer, so I'll go to extend here, hit enter, and then take that one, bring that one in a little so it's into our item. Right click, bring it back, select our curve, hit OK, bring it back, select our curve, enter, click on it, and just bring it in just a little, something like that. And we want to fillet this here, so we'll go to cleanup again. This time we'll take this one here. Oh, complete command here and here. There we go. And now we need a line to close these off, right? So we'll go from end to end, and we'll right click, bring that back end to end, and we'll grab all yellow and we will join that together. And we'll check it, close planar curve, so we're good to go. Okay, it's a little high right now. It's kind of up there, same edge. I want to drop it down. I want to drop that curve. I want to drop that curve down a little. Take it and, oh, my snaps are on, that's why. Okay, wonder what was going on. I just want to take it down just a little, right? Something like that. And then I'll take it and then I'll grab my gumball there and extrude it on down. So that's pretty even with my other item there. And let's take a look. All right, so we have that. Let's give it some shading here. And we'll go ahead and take that. I don't think we can cap it, maybe. I already capped it, but we don't want to cap it. We'll take the bottom. We'll go ahead and extrude the top. Or shift control select the top, so it just selects that one surface, and I'll delete that one surface there, and we'll go ahead and turn off all our green, and we'll go ahead and select this here and that there and delete those as well. And we have these curves out here. Let's go ahead and nuke those. We'll explode them. We'll just use these two right here that are already on there. And we'll just go ahead and put some points on, and there's two, so we want a little bit more control, right? So we'll go ahead and grab those two and do a rebuild. And this time I think 3 is probably fine, so we'll drop that down to 3 and then hit enter. So I'll grab that point there, and we'll grab this point here, and we'll just kind of bump those up, give it a little more shape. And we should be able to do a sweep 2 on this one as well using those surface, but maybe not, because they look like they're poly surfaces, so it'll probably only take a certain section of it. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's take our item here and change to green. It's hit it. That's no big deal. Now let's go ahead and grab those curves and grab these curves, and we'll join those back together so we can use them. And then we'll go to that sweep 2. This one here, this one, that one, and then hit enter. And that should be, let's go ahead and add some slashes in there since we got it open. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll hit enter and enter. And we'll bring back all that green. And we should be able to take this now and join that together. And we should be able to, oh, it's already kept, but our ends aren't, right? So let's go ahead, take that, turn it to a little color there, and turn off our green because we have our open ends. But maybe we can take it and CAP that. Yeah, there we go. So we have that, right? And now we'll take that. If you like that size, maybe make it a little smaller. Oh, let's back out of that. Yeah. Now take it. You can change the size of it if you want. Transform, go to polar array. Again, 3 or 4 rather, and then Z axis. So it places those out there like that. And we have all those. So let's grab our original one and change it to gray. Okay, so we have this going on. Pretty cool. All right, now there's a lot we can do with it. So let's go ahead and select all our curves, and we'll just go ahead and get rid of those. So just our surfaces are out here, and if you plastic mode it, you can kind of see what you've got so far. All right. Now we can spruce it up. You can add diamonds in here, all kind of things, right? So I think with ours, what we'll try to do is we'll go ahead and extract an ISO curve, excuse me, from this surface here. Oh, they're grouped together. We'll go ahead. We'll select, come back to this one, Shift, Control, and select this one surface. Because they're grouped together, right? And we'll place that curve in the middle, enter, grab that curve, and we'll go to gems and gems on rail, and go to our target surface, this one here. Oh, okay, target surface, target surface, shift control, that target. So you can ungroup them too if that becomes more irritating than not, your choice. And we'll make those a little bit smaller, something like that. Kind of get them so that they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. Okay, so let's go to our minimum spacing, change it to fixed, and see if that'll give us a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. That one still looks like it's a little off though, huh? Let's mess with our spacing here. kind of just play around with it. You gotta be careful. Right there. Okay. And now go ahead and hit enter. And we'll go ahead and add some prongs on that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got our prongs out here. And first thing we want to do, of course, always is give it a little bit more height. Right. And maybe give it some nudge. And we can definitely make those a little bit bigger because they're further out apart. So a nice heavy prong would be good. And maybe even give it a little bit more nudge. And there we go. Oh, yeah, cool. Okay. And then go to our end prongs and give them some nudge as well. Or if we wanted to, we could go ahead and change those end prongs to 1, 1. And then bump them up. Enable mirroring controls, so we'll do that. And diameter. Ooh, that one's getting huge over there. All right, that one. And then diameter. Kind of far away there, but that's okay because we can manipulate that. That one's okay. This one's a little far away, but we'll go ahead and hit enter. Shift control this one here. Go to our, let's see, settings, I think. No, solids. Yeah, solids, MSR object. Shift control this one here, hit enter. Now we can play around with this one. We can move it in a little, right? And it still maintains history. And we don't need it that big, so we'll drop it down. And we'll go ahead and hit enter, and I'll go ahead, shift control this one, and right click, bring back the MSR, select it, shift control this one, enter, and we'll go ahead and drag that one down a little. Something like that. Okay, and then hit enter. But using the MSR, moving the prongs, you have control over them, and you have parametric history. So this one just still not doing so. Shift control, MSR, shift control this one, enter, and bump that over. Hit enter. There we go. Okay, and that one there looks like I just kind of don't like those bunched up like that. So let's go into our front top viewport. Those two are okay. These two we probably don't even need. Well, better, yeah, we'll keep them. But we'll move them a little bit. So let's go ahead and take shift control this one here, prong, MSR, and kind of bump him out this way and bump him over. And just bump him out that way a little. And we'll hit enter. And then we'll grab this one here, shift control, prong, right click, and we'll bump him over a little. Hit enter, and we'll go ahead, shift control this one, right click, bump him over, enter, and shift control this one, right click, shift control, enter, and this one up this way a little, something like that. We can probably move this one a little bit more. Enter. Oh, shift control. Wrong one. Select objects. This one. Shift control. There we go. Enter. And this is the really one I wanted to mess with, but let's do this one. Prong surface. No, I want the shift control. This one. Right click. Select object, shift control this one, enter, and bump him out, and move him over. Something like that. All right, enter. This is the one I wanted. Shift control, enter. And I want to put him like he's right there. There we go. Just kind of cleaning up work, you know. And we got one there, and the rest look pretty good. So now what we can do is we can take those gems, take all that purple, take our ends there, and actually just go ahead and take this and hide it. Go ahead and grab all our purple, group them together so they just stay together now. Make sure our gems are together so we can take these gems and these prongs and go to our transform, pull our array again, and down to 4, down to 4, and z-axis, and now that places them all out there. There we go. So we have something like this. Let's bring back our bezel there. Now we have that, right? And if we can see we got something coming along pretty good. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, you can add more stones on there, but I want to go ahead and work on that bell. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and grab another gem. And we'll grab a gem and we'll just drag it out here somewhere, and we'll grab that size and kind of bring it down to maybe 2.5 pointer or something. We'll go ahead and hit enter, drag it in just a little, and we'll select that stone and go to settings, and we'll go to bezel, right? So we got a little bezel out there for it. Now I'm going to drag this down just a little, go to my side view, and want to clean that up just a little. So I'm going to angle that a little bit more straight, and we're going to drag that up into our, well, doesn't matter for right now because we're going to have to move it. Hit enter, grab that stone, and we're going to bump that stone up a little, something like that. And now we'll go back to that bezel and drop her down just a little bit more. Something like that there. Okay. Then we'll go to our solids, and we will grab a torus, and we'll kind of like right in the center here and kind of open it up and then give it a little bit more, right? Something like that. Ooh, not like that. Right here. Open it up. There we go. And then I'm just going to shift control and make it a little bit bigger, right? And it's kind of going up into there. So we want to drag it down somewhere around here. Something like that, right? Okay. And now we'll go ahead and, believe it or not, we're going to go to gems, and we're going to grab a gem. And we're going to take it and drag it up here. I'm going to change it from a dime, or not a dime, we'll keep it at a dime. I'm going to change it from a round to a pear shape. And I want it in the center there. Okay. But size-wise, no, that looks okay, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to take that gem and put an offset curve on it, and then just leave it right where it's at, and then delete that. This is what I wanted here, right? And I'm going to take that, and let's see. Let's make that just a little bit smaller. And let's drag it in just a little. And looks like when I moved it around, I moved it off my center, so I want to try and get it back there. I'll take that and I'll go to curves and go to offset, and 1.2 should be fine. So something like that, right? And I'll take those two curves and kind of drag them down to my bottom there. And then I'll select those two curves again and then drag them up, something like this, to give me a bell shape, right? And I will select those two and see if I can cap them. I don't know. Oh, it capped it all off, so we don't want that. Well, we can take that actually. We can go back and select that original curve if we can find it. This one here. And we can maybe drag it down and select it again, curve. Yeah, and extrude it up and then cap it off. Okay, and this one's solid. Yep, closed. So we'll go to transform, and we'll do a Boolean difference. This will be our first surface enter, the second surface enter, get rid of that, and get rid of that, and get rid of that. So now we have this, right? And again, we want to maybe give it some more shape. So we're going to go ahead and select that top surface and delete it. And let's go ahead and take this and we'll put it on this color here and hide all our other stuff for a few seconds. And we'll take that one and turn it to this color here. And we'll take all our yellow and turn it to gray. Okay. So basically we're just trying to get a little bit more shape for this veil, right? So we'll grab we'll just do an arc direction. Arc direction from that point there to that point there. We'll go to our side view, kind of something like that. We can select that, go to curves, points if you want to maybe not make it so, it's up to you, really. We'll go ahead and say that's good. We'll go to our surface 2 because we should be able to use that sweep 2 surface edge there, but it doesn't go all the way around, so that's going to create an issue. So let's back out of that. Let's go back to our curves, grab our from object, duplicate edge here, 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 here. Hit enter and hit join and go to our sweep to this curve here, that curve there, and that thing there, and hit enter. And let's take a look. Yeah, hit enter. So we got that. Let's take all that, join it together. And let's see if make sure it's a closed polycer, which it is. Bring back everything. Okay. So we have something like this going on. Let's go ahead and grab all the curves there and change them to yellow. Okay, let's take this and we'll change it to this color here. All right, so we have this. Now we can spruce it up a little bit more if you want to. Go to your gems. Well, first go to your curves, extract ISO curve from this surface. Get it in our center there, 5-0. Hit enter, grab that curve, go to gems on curve, select our target surface, this one here, kind of drag them around a little, wherever you want. And maybe bump them a little smaller there. Go ahead and enter, grab those, go to your settings, put some prongs on it. We'll go to nudge, something like that. Go to our end prongs, and we want to nudge them out as well. Something like that, maybe. Hit enter. So we have this. Now we have to get a cutout for a chain, right? So what we'll do is we'll go to our side view here, right in here somewhere. And basically we'll just grab a curve box, and we'll go ahead and turn off snaps right now. And we will go to mirror, or wireframe rather. And it's kind of hard to tell where exactly we're going to want it. So we'll just kind of place it out something like this for right now. And we'll take that, maybe bump it down just a little. Yeah, there we go. And we can extrude it out. and we can select it and drag it back in, which will break history. And we can select it, and we should be able to see a P, right? So it gives us this a closed surface, right? And maybe we want that a little bent or whatever. So we'll go in here. We'll go to the old bend, and we'll just select right in the center there. Oh, do I only have one side? No, I got both. Okay. And we'll go something like that. And then we'll do a Boolean difference. This will be our first surface, enter. This will be our second surface, enter, and enter. And then get rid of that, and probably have to get rid of that original surface as well. So now we have a cutout for our chain to go through, right? Yeah, cool. And this here, you can do a Boolean difference to get rid of that piece there, right? So let's see. I'm going to go ahead, just in case, because you never know. I'm going to duplicate this thing in place, and I'm going to turn on this layer here and turn it off. Okay. And I'm going to do a Boolean difference with, this will be our, let's see, no, not Boolean difference. Yes, Boolean difference. Yes. Boolean difference from, this will be our first, let's abort that. This will be our first service enter, this will be our second service enter, and enter. And I got rid of the wrong thing. Need to ungroup that. And my bezel, show. There we go. Now what I can do is I can go to Boolean union and select my bezel, enter, enter, and enter. Yeah. So there you go. And now you have finished pendant, right? Something like this. And to get a chain, or for rendering purposes, I guess, you can go to freeform curve and kind of just start way up the top and kind of bring it down in through your item here. And got to get out of that plastic mode. Go there, go to your solids, go to objects on curve, and then when it pops up, just go to your library, right? And kind of pick some kind of a chain that you want, if you have links that you've made or anything like that. And we'll go from origin, we'll go face down, and we'll kind of just zoom in here a little. It's kind of small right now, hard to see. So size-wise, kind of drag that size up a little. Right now I can't see how it's fitting in my item because it's not dragged all the way through yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I can kind of keep an eye on this, and I'll go to size and kind of bump it up a little. Bump it up a little bit more maybe. It only goes to 5. So let's go to 5. Let's type in a 6, see what that does. Yeah. Okay, and then I can select, we'll go ahead and hit enter. And I'll select that and kind of drag that down so it's going through our item there. And we can go back and alter that, make it look a little bit more realistic there, I guess, spacing wise. Yeah, something like that, and then hit enter. And now we have something that we can render with the chain going through it, right? So there you go. That was a lot. Hopefully you stuck with me and we're able to work it all out and see how it's done. But hopefully that'll help you. And if it does, again, please subscribe, tap like, and please leave me a comment. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and good designing.